It's a pleasure to see you all this evening. I feel, I'm Saya Baker Barnes. I am very proud and honored to serve as the president of the Palm Beach County Sheree Davis Cunningham Black Women Lawyers Association. So to Chief Judge Connor, to all of our distinguished guests, our judges, our elected officials, we really thank you all for being here today to share this very special occasion with us. And I would like to start today by talking about our namesake, Judge Cunningham. She is a shining example of elegance, intelligence, grace, beauty, and strength. She has left a lasting legacy here in Palm Beach County and beyond, and had an immense impact on so many here in this room, in this community, and in this country. And when she retired a few years ago, she probably thought she was just gonna ride off into the sunset, right? Hang out with her grandkids. She's got a new grandbaby, Carter, who's adorable, and Zora's here sitting in the front row. And we said no. No, you're not. And in true Judge Sheree Davis Cunningham fashion, she said yes. She always says yes. She's always been committed to service, public service, to her community, to her family, and most importantly, to her faith. And we thank God for this day that He gave us the ability to come together in this way, and to, we hope and we intend to have a significant impact on this legal community. So when I look around this room, my heart is full when I see our charter members who represent a beautiful cross-section of the legal community, all practice areas, levels of experience, from law partners to judges to college presidents to in-house counsel to national representatives of significant major women's organizations. It's all here. And each of wanted to leave the practice of law altogether because they felt isolated, alone. They felt there were not significant opportunities for advancement. They needed help. And so the mission of our organization is one of inclusion. We intend to provide strong mentors, experience, guidance, education, and encouragement to ensure that we all can have successful and fulfilling legal careers. And we know that having a strong foundation, having that support can make all the difference in a legal career. We intend to be that guiding light. And we cannot do this alone. And so we have so many community leaders, bar leaders, judges, family, friends in this audience, and we intend to work together with all of you to be sure that all of us have the opportunity to feel included. Judge Cunningham, we are ever grateful to you. And all of those, many of you are here in this room, first timers that have paved the way for all of us and have come before us. And our ultimate goal in this organization is to be assets to those who will come after us. So thank you all for being here today. And I'm now going to call up Circuit Judge Bradley Harper to give our invocation.
Good evening. If we would all bow our heads in reverence to our Creator, God of Mary and Martha, God of Ruth, Rahab, and Rachel, God of Hannah, Esther, and Deborah, God of Yael, Aisha, and Khadijah, God of Sita, we summon and welcome your supernatural presence. We declare and proclaim that when she opens her mouth, there is wisdom, and the teachings of kindness are on her tongue. Strength and dignity are her clothing. Truth is the belt around her waist. Righteousness is her breastplate. Peace rises from her feet. God is in the midst of her, so she shall not be moved. She says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. I will be seen." And seen she is in her labors. Lord, thank you for your supernatural guidance and support. It is in that spirit that we join together in this fellowship to mentor, to guide, and to support one another. Bless this organization. Bless its namesake. Bless its leadership. Bless its membership, and bless its supporters. We declare that wisdom shall be her guidepost. Kindness shall light her way. She is built on a foundation of strength, and everything she does shall be covered in dignity. And we all say, amen. Amen.
So I looked at Saya, and Saya looked at me, and I wasn't sure if I was being introduced or not, and I want to keep things moving. Good evening. My name is Gary Lesser, and it's my honor to be here as your Florida Bar President-elect, along with our Florida Bar President, my friend Mike Tanner, who you'll hear from shortly, which will always be good as part of this great panel that's here together, united for this very auspicious evening. I was kind of chatting with Ck, who we realized we've actually never met in person. In the age of Zoom, you talk, you Zoom. And I was commenting on the fact that this organization, this evening, is an amazing thing. And what's going to happen? Who's going to be inspired to step up, to lead, to bring other people with them in 10 years? The ripple effects will be amazing. And she looked at me and she said, well, how about 5 years? And the truth of the matter is I'm also proud to be here as someone who grew up in this community, who's practiced law in this community for 30 years. And I've seen many changes in my time here, many of them for the better, some of them not, but many of them for the better. And that's the direction that we're going to go with this. And certainly one of those better things is this evening to be here together. And this didn't happen just because of the efforts of one person. One person can have an idea. One person can start a movement. A group can make that movement go forward. But a leader, leaders, groups, friends, allies, well, that's how we get things done, united. I was thinking, actually, as my friend Judge Harper was speaking, this sort of came to me and I wanted to share a thought with you. If you go into a synagogue anywhere in the world, a Jewish house of prayer, everyone is welcome. In every synagogue, there's something called the Ner Tamid. And a Ner Tamid means an eternal light. And what a Ner Tamid means is that it's a symbolic representation of the existence of a higher power and that things can be better and things will be better. And I believe that to be so true, and that is what we work towards. So it is my great honor to be here with you on this great evening. together, united, 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, tonight. So please join me together, united, to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Greetings. Greetings. I am Celicia Smith-Gordon. Today I will be inducted as a member of the Executive Board and proud to be here. I love the energy in this room. It is one of positivity. It is one of diversity. It is one of hope. It is also one of remembrance because of so much that Sheree Davis Cunningham gave to many of us and for which we have the responsibility to help pave the way for others, and that we shall do. I want to recognize everyone here, but say it would probably bite my head. So I want to recognize those people who we must out of protocol and courtesy. So we'd like to say hello to the Florida Supreme Court Justices retired, Justice Barbara Pariente and Justice Peggy Quince. We'd also like to say hello to the Honorable Chief Justice of this 4th District Court of Appeals, the Honorable Burton Connor. I know we have in our midst here, and I don't know if she's present, and that is the Honorable, I don't have my glasses on, that's why I can't see it. Okay? So the Honorable Carol Taylor, who was the first Black female here of this 4th District Court of Appeals, which is where we are today. The retired Honorable Matthew Stevenson, I don't know if he's here. There he is. I'd like to bring greetings to the Honorable Glenn Kelly, who is the Chief Judge of the 15th Judicial Circuit. We have also in our midst the retired Honorable Moses Baker from the 15th Judicial Circuit. And hopefully I didn't miss anyone else. But we have, oh, I know I got her. The Honorable Catherine Brunson is present. I'm going to say a little bit about Judge Brunson. Judge Brunson was the first Black female on the circuit bench of the 15th Judicial Circuit. She's also the first Black woman to graduate from FSU College of Law. So those, yes. And we're glad that you are joining us today. I'd like to recognize the Honorable Stephanie C. Moon from the 17th Judicial Circuit, which is Broward County. We'd like, oh, they're here. Okay, I didn't see them. I don't have my glasses on. I still can't see them. Judge Jonathan Gerber from the 4th District Court of Appeal. And Judge Warner from the 4th District Court of Appeal. And Judge Frost is here. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to say for all of the justices and judges who I didn't name, thank you for being here. I want to also recognize, this is from my list, the Honorable Bobby Powell, he's Florida Senate, the Honorable Mac Bernard from the County Commission of Palm Beach County, the Honorable Dave Ehrenberg, who is our state attorney. Is he present? Okay. Also, the Honorable Lawrence Gordon, Vice Mayor of the town of Haverhill and President-elect of the League of Cities of Palm Beach County. Judge Sicklin? He's here? Hello? Can you raise your hand? Also, I'd like to, from a second of personal privilege, say thank you to my husband for allowing me to be here today, as this is our 21st wedding anniversary. I want to recognize, of course, Michael Tanner from the Florida Bar. He's president of the Florida Bar. Of course, Gary Lesser, who gave us our pledge, president-elect. Ck Hoffler, president of the National Bar Association, immediate past president of the National Bar Association, and the incoming president of the National Links Incorporated, Ethel Isaacs Williams. I thank you all for your support and for being here and being a part of us. As supporters, we must also, and my role as treasurer, thank our sponsors, those who have financially assisted in knowing and understanding what our immediate needs are. We have the annual platinum sponsors, Cersei, Denny, Scarola, Barnhart, and Shipley, Saya Barnes. There you go. Thank you. My law firm, the law firm of Celicia Smith Gordon. The law firm of Destiny, Baker Sutton. The law firm of Edric Barnes. Altonaut Law. And Denise Edwards Brown. We thank you for your support. And we look forward to everybody joining this organization. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there is always light if we only are brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to be it. Amanda Gorman, inaugural poem, The Hill We Climb. Good afternoon again. I am Ethel Isaacs Williams. I am the National Vice President of the Links Incorporated, and I proudly stand representing our National President, Dr. Kimberly Jeffries Leonard, 16,000 members in 41 states, District of Columbia, London, and the Bahamas, and of course, the West Palm Beach chapter of the Links Incorporated, where our honoree, the retired judge, Sheree Davis Cunningham, has served not only as president, but after being president, numerous times has served in capacities, including recording secretary. She is a servant leader. Day has come today as we officially crystallize the formation of the Palm Beach County Sheree Davis Cunningham Black Women Lawyers Association. I just love the way that flows. We who are gathered along with our children's children for generations to come will forever owe a debt of gratitude to Attorney Saya Baker Barnes, Attorney Sandra Powery Moses, and Attorney Destiny Baker Sutton. All of the officers, Celicia Smith Gordon, the charter members who are gathered here today because it was the vision of those three individuals, Attorney Saya, Attorney Sandra, Attorney Destiny, their vision, their zeal, and determination to ensure that Black women lawyers have a special place to call home, that embraces the totality of our very existence and our heritage. To all of those who will be joining, and we hope there will be many, come on home, because we want to make sure that you too are part of the legacy that will have the stick-to-itiveness and the commitment to always ensure that that dream never dies. I mean, the name alone of this association is a testament to a legacy of one who has left and is still leaving an indelible imprint. Judge Sheree Davis Cunningham, my sister, my friend. All of y'all can call her your friend, but right now she's my friend. She's left that impression in our hearts and in the hallowed halls of courtrooms and throughout the legal profession. So you can imagine I am doubly proud and extremely humbled to stand before you on this day and witness as you firsthand this moment. And then to have been given the honor of introducing, see, I've read the program, I know exactly what I'm called to do. The honor of introducing someone who I have known almost my entire life, and I mean decades. We won't call years, but decades. She's one who has poured unselfishly into my life and into many of yours, both personally and professionally. She's poured love, friendship, guidance, truth, and she personifies friendship and mentorship. The Queen, Aretha, Tiger, Serena, Jay-Z, Oprah, and CK. Few men and women, past and present, have reached such a renowned status of worldwide recognition and eminence that they are known simply by their first name or initials. And such is the case for our next presenter, CK. Now, I know you think you know CK. You've heard about her. Unless you've been living on a rock, you've seen her make a few appearances here and there. But let me tell you a little bit about her, that maybe some things you had not heard, or I want to at least present to some things that you would really have never known. Celicia, her birth name, Celicia Ck Hoffler Esquire, is a native of Buffalo, New York, mother of two amazing sons, Ozzy and AJ. And don't ever get between mama and cubs. They are amazing, scholarly, athletic young men that do her and all of us proud. She's a daughter, a sister, a mentor, a friend, a legal icon in her own right, who has traversed the globe, perfecting her legal prowess as a masterful orator, litigator, advocate, and humanitarian. Attorney Hoffler is the CEO of the Ck Hoffler Firm. She's licensed to practice in 5 jurisdictions that includes 4 states: Georgia, Florida, Virginia, and Pennsylvania, and the District of Columbia. She received her Juris Doctorate from the Georgetown University Law School, her undergraduate degree from Smith College, and she matriculated through grade school abroad in Switzerland and Canada. She's a linguist who is fluent in French. Parlez-vous français? And she is proficient in Spanish and Portuguese. Her firm, the Ck Hoffler Firm, is an Atlanta-based law practice specializing in med-mal, wrongful death, catastrophic personal injury, civil rights litigation, commercial litigation, employment discrimination, on, and of course, commercial transactions. To date, Attorney Hoffler has tried and or settled cases totaling over $800 million, with an M, dollars and counting. Her skillful and surgical dissection and presentment of a case and her opponents is a masterclass to witness. Among her exhaustive list of clients, she is the legal counsel to civil rights icon Reverend Jesse Jackson, and has represented Reverend Jackson and Rainbow Push for the past 30 plus years. Prior to opening the CK Law Firm, this accomplished attorney was partner at Edmund, Lindsay, and Hoffler LLP and a partner at Gary Williams Law Firm here in Florida, where she established and ran the commercial and international litigation practice for Willie Gary for over 12 years. CK is a treasure to many. She is an active member of the Georgia Association of Black Women Lawyers, GABWA, which is very much akin to this organization, for their mission is also to focus on the nurturing of Black lawyers. She is also a frequent lecturer at various bar associations, including the American Bar, GABWA, Gate City Bar, National Bar, which, by the way, is the oldest and preeminent bar association organized in 1925, when they didn't let us into the other bar associations. And it represents today the interests of over 66,000 predominantly African-American lawyers and judges. In 2020, Ck Hoffler was sworn in as the 78th National President of the National Bar Association and holds the distinction of being affectionately known as the pandemic president. She faced the challenges head on and demanded that we follow her, and we did. She said, and I quote, "The NBA is not just merely a social group or professional affiliation. The NBA creates leaders and effectuates meaningful change." And that she did. She did so facing and addressing the multiple dueling pandemics of the day: COVID-19, racial injustice, election suppression. Her clarion call was embodied in her theme, "Kneel for justice, stand up to fight." As part of her impressive body of courtroom successes, she has co-led the trial team of so many precedent-setting verdicts, including the representation of the Mars family in their suit against Anheuser-Busch that resulted in a $139 million verdict. One of the cases that she's been known to get many acclaimed awards for is the fact that she's also worked very hard representing clients in civil rights and children's rights cases. Of note, there was a class action lawsuit where she led the team on behalf of 4,800 African-American and Latino civil service workers in the state of New York, Simpson v. State of New York, which resulted in an historic settlement for plaintiffs in 2010 and forced the elimination of the battery test as a basis for promotion within the ranks of civil servants in the state of New York. Game changer she is. Her professional work experience extends throughout Africa, Europe, Caribbean. She's represented foreign interests and foreign governments. She has lobbied on behalf of foreign countries during her practice time in Washington, D.C., representing countries such as Angola, Guinea, and Gabon, and has helped organize U.S. non-governmental organizations, NGOs, in participation in elections. Throughout her career, however, this is what's important. She never lost sight that she always stood on someone else's shoulders, that she walked through the doors that she did not open, and she stood on the floors that she did not build. And so it was her pleasure, her duty, she felt, to always pay it forward and to always give back. And that she did. She is role model extraordinaire, as I've said. Her awards are too numerous to list. Her nonprofit boards and for-profit boards is also an exhaustive list. But I must tell you one as I come quickly to a close, that on Friday, that is tomorrow, in a 1-hour special on Court TV channel, CK, the CK, will be honored for the second year in a row with the 2022 Law Dragon 500 Leading Lawyers in America Award, alongside other civil rights and human rights icons. Speaking of TV, I said I was closing. CK provides legal and political commentary for MSNBC, CNN, ABC Live, Peacock Family Networks, and Court TV. She hosts two radio shows, and particularly one of the longest running progressive radio shows in the Midwest, Q&A with CK. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in a South Florida warm welcome to a lawyer's lawyer, a mentor's mentor, a leader's leader, a girl on fire, my friend, Ck Hoffler.
You know, it's hard to say anything after that type of introduction. But I am so very proud to be here today. Alice Walker once said, and I quote, "The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any." Hear me now. The most common way, I feel like I'm in church, that people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. And I'm going to briefly come back to that, but I first have to recognize and acknowledge just a few people very quickly. So, you know, everybody has to have a ride or die or two in life. Do you know what I mean by a ride or die? Ethel Isaacs Williams is one of my ride or dies, in case you didn't get that from her comments. But I say that because not only is she the national vice president of the Lynx, who ran and won from the floor, she was elected from the floor, ladies and gentlemen. She's a phenomenal lawyer. She's a phenomenal leader. She's a community service-oriented Christian who sings like an angel, ladies and gentlemen. I thought she was going to sing when she first started because her voice is so beautiful. She's an exceptional friend. She's a role model. And she's quite simply a phenomenal woman. Ethel Isaacs Williams. Say a Baker Barnes, if we're going to talk about phenomenal women who blaze a trail in this community, we have to talk about, say, a Baker Barnes. And why? Because she really is just that, leading catastrophic injury lawyer in the country. We don't talk about in Palm Beach, in the state of Florida. We talk about in the country. A partner, you talk about blazing trails, the first Black woman partner at one of the leading firms in this nation. So proud of you. A mother. We have a little deal about our children, you see. She has daughters, I have sons. A mother, a wife, extraordinary. I just had to throw that in there. A dynamic leader. And while we're speaking of dynamic leaders, Celicia Smith-Gordon. Classy, beautiful, entrepreneur, successful lawyer, dynamic, gets it done with such grace. She's an amazing lawyer. You know, when you can carry out in this profession with grace, you have accomplished something. Destiny Baker Sutton, you know, when we look at our young, magnificent people and we see that they are tough prosecutors, try cases against people we're afraid to be in the room with, but who then turn around and pivot and start their own practice from scratch and have the level of success that this young, magnificent lawyer, who I now call my mentee, has had. We salute you and we applaud you. And Sandra Mowry Moses, dynamic lawyer, tenacious, beautiful, had a career inspiration. And we are so proud of that career inspiration to call you our sister in the law. And you do it with such beauty and grace. I cannot go anywhere without saying a word or two about the Justice Peggy Quince, because she is our Justice Peggy Quince, because she represents, yes. And she is going to install all the new officers. But what she represents to Black women internationally is absolutely amazing. She's the first of so much. She sat on this Florida Supreme Court. I was there with you, Justice Quince, Justice Perriente, when you experienced an unfair, unjustified challenge. I call it the fight of your life, the fight of your lives. And to stand with you, to support you as the co-chair of your merit retention campaign was one of the most amazing experiences in my entire career. Because you are the personification of all that we aspire to be, and we stand on your shoulders. We owe a debt of gratitude for what you've done, what you continue to do. For young girls, we have a young Cunningham child in the courtroom who's going to look up to Justice Peggy Quince because she too could aspire to be a U.S. Supreme Court justice because of the path that you've laid. So we thank you. And so we know why we're here today. To Sheree Cunningham, to the Honorable Sheree Cunningham. You're beautiful. We salute you today because of your beauty, because of your grace, because of your toughness, because of your passion, because of your compassion, because what you have given, not just in the courtroom, outside of the courtroom, to the community, and to, shall I say, generations of Cunninghams. You, my dear friend Sheree, have also birthed a dynasty. I kind of feel a little choked up right now when I think of Whitney, when I think of Kendall, when I think of Frank, who, by the way, I just have to say this, got all A's in law school. And this last semester, I just have to say that, Sheree. Please forgive me, Frank. Please forgive me. I just couldn't help myself. Yes. To the Cunningham grandchildren, birthed through Sheree Cunningham, the magnificent and vivacious Zora and Carter, we say you have no idea what it is to have a grandmother who is this dedicated, a social engineer, a social justice engineer, and beautiful and graceful and tough. Because you see, Sheree Davis Cunningham takes no prisoners, ladies and gentlemen, you know this. And I mean that in a good way, yes. Because she expects excellence, because she gives excellence. And you always need in your life, ladies and gentlemen, someone who will say, excuse me, excuse me for one moment, please, if you will. You've got to bring your A game every single day. So, Judge Cunningham, that there would be an organization named after you today is so appropriate on so many levels. Because let's talk about what Alice Walker said, the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. Sarah Baker Barnes talked about people who feel marginalized because that's an ABA study. Black women lawyers, we are the personification of what it is to feel marginalized. Because you see, when we look in this room, there are many of us here. We all have fought the good fight. We're successful, quote unquote. But if you want to study in what it is to feel like the other, to feel marginalized, just look around. And what do I mean by that? Well, even though you may be beautiful, even though you may be tough, you have experienced what it's like for people not to ever see you. Do you know what it's like not to be seen? Not to be heard, not to want to be heard, to be criticized for being too dark, for your hair being too kinky, for your skin being too, having hues that are not acceptable, for your legs being too big, for your backside, let me say, being too big, for everything about you that you cannot change, being objectionable to somebody who's going to treat you differently because of what you can't change. Because of your gender. You see, we belong to a unique, a special group of women, that's Black women lawyers. We're warriors, but nobody wants to see us. We have to force people to see us, to hear us, to want to believe when we advocate in a courtroom on behalf of our clients. We have to make sure that every single part of what we do, say, is executed to a level of excellence that most people don't even know about. So when we talk about why is it necessary for this bar association, why do we need it? Because it's a lifeline. What do I mean about a lifeline? Well, if you've ever experienced what we've experienced, you need a lifeline. You need a place where there's no judgment. You need a place you can go when people look you down, when people call you a court reporter. There's nothing wrong with being a court reporter if that's your profession. There's nothing wrong with being a secretary if that's your profession. There's nothing wrong with people never giving you the benefit of the doubt if you don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. But when you play by the rules, when you work your heart out, and when you present, and sometimes in court where even judges, present company excluded, of course, we know that nobody in this courtroom, will look at you some kind of way and sit and think some kind of something about what you're arguing on behalf of your clients. You see, and it has nothing to do with your intellect, nothing to do with your poise, nothing to do with your grace, nothing to do with your hair, nothing to do with what you have on. It has to do with the color of your skin and the gender. And ladies and gentlemen, that feeling is a feeling that I wish I never had. I wish I never had Judge Cunningham, who every day served this county, this state, this country honorably. I wish I never got a call from my children and got a text from my boys. Talk about being a Black woman attorney at the top of your game, saying, "Mommy, I got stopped by the police." You see, that is what it is. That is what it is to be a Black woman lawyer, where you can work hard, you work your finger to the bone, you accelerate, you excel, and you will get a call that your two Black children have been stopped by the police for no reason other than they're driving while Black. And where you get on your knees, ladies and gentlemen, you pray for 3 minutes that you are not Dante Wright's mother, that you don't have the same fate as Dante Wright's mother, as a Black woman attorney who advocates for people every day, that you don't get that call that your children didn't survive simply being stopped by the police. So when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we need this Palm Beach County Sheree Davis Cunningham Black Women's Lawyers Association, we need it like we breathe. We have to breathe. We have to exhale. Because even though we're members of other bar associations, there is nothing wrong with being a member of all the other bar associations. There's a special club of pain that we belong to because of our experience that makes it necessary for us to have this kind of bar association. And so when you join, I want you to tell Judge Sheree Cunningham that she mattered. Tell her that you respect her by joining. Tell her that her sacrifices meant something to you. Tell her that all of the work she did for this community, for these citizens in this state and in this country meant something. Tell her that her honorable service means something to you because you stand on her shoulders. She stands on the shoulders of Justice Peggy Quince, as do I. Tell them, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, I'm going to speak to you, Black women lawyers, tell them. Tell Judge Cunningham that she matters and that you will continue her path of excellence, refusing to be denied against the odds, going through a storm even when nobody has your back, walking through that storm, that lonely place, but do it in the name of excellence because we have before us somebody who has always taught us how to do with grace and charm, to not be afraid, to be fearless, to raise your children, to raise your grandchildren, to represent your clients to the best of your ability. And when you need a place to come home, to just chill out, to say, I feel like these balls that I'm juggling are all gonna fall. I've been juggling balls with my feet too. They're going to fall. You have a place to come home to, and that would be the Palm Beach County Sheree Davis Cunningham Black Women Lawyers Association. So you can exhale and you can breathe. So I will leave you with this Portuguese expression. And for those of you who may not walk in our shoes, embrace us and support this effort and know that you too will be better lawyers, jurists, officers of the court, because you're embracing something that is necessary for these Black women lawyers to breathe. To breathe. Trust me when I say that. So the Portuguese expression that I'm going to leave you with, I feel like saying, if anyone can tell me what it means, raise your hand. Many at the NBA have heard me say this. It's a luta continua. Vitória é certa. A luta continua. Vitória é certa. The struggle continues. A luta continua. Don't let the beauty and the grace and the achievements and the awards fool you when it comes to what we face every day, ladies and gentlemen. The struggle continues. In our communities, we are leaders. Issues involving women and children in our communities, there needs to be a forum in bar associations to address those, separate and apart from the global bars. But the second part of that wise Portuguese expression is vitória é certa, victory is certain. You keep fighting, you keep the struggle up, you do it in the name of Judge Sheree Cunningham. And what we know on the other side, ladies and gentlemen, and to my Black sisters, fellow lawyers of the bar, is that victory will be certain. Thank you.
We could not think of a more fitting or deserving person to reflect all that we hope this organization will accomplish in terms of mentorship, support, guidance, and just having good, strong examples of women that have succeeded in all arenas in the practice of law. Many question, why would we name the organization after a living legend? And once you meet Judge Cunningham, there's no question on why. She is a mentor to many. She exemplifies a successful Black woman.
I've known her since I was a child. And there's an African proverb that says, it takes a village to raise a child. Judge Cunningham was a part of my village. And as a child, I don't think I completely understood what it takes and what it means to be the first African-American female appointed to the county court bench.
Her friendship has meant the difference between me struggling and wandering about, trying to figure things out on my own, and having someone who could commiserate with me. One of the things that sticks with me that Sheree always said is that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's so important. I've always admired Sheree in the easy and effortless way that she communicates with other people.
My grandmother used to tell a story all the time about in 4th grade when my mom directed a play, and it was that moment that my Nana knew that my mom was going to be a judge of somebody in some place.
I started my professional career back at the State Attorney's Office in Hillsborough County, Florida. I did for 1 year clerk with Judge Roney. He's the former Chief Judge of the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals before starting with the State Attorney's Office in Hillsborough County. I stayed there and then I transferred to Palm Beach County, where I spent the balance of my time in the State Attorney's Office until I was appointed by Governor Lawton Childs in 1993 as the first Black woman judge here in Palm Beach County.
As a mother, I've always looked up to her and how she just seemed to seamlessly balance her career and being an amazing mother to her 3 beautiful children and now her grandchildren.
We acknowledge the fact that our mom woke up every morning early and had to tend to us and then had to go tend to her courtroom.
I still wonder how she did it all because there's 3 of us and I could probably count on my hands how many games she missed for all of us.
I look back on those times and I think about, how much joy she found in every aspect of her life. And, she got that thing right.
When I think about why we started this organization, I think about going through challenges and not have the setting to really understand what we were going through and not having anyone to really talk about those issues. I think about how I felt then and what it would mean today to have this type of organization for the future generation.
This organization serves as a candle in the window. It serves to clear the path, to pave the way, so that other Black women lawyers do not have to travel alone.
As I look at this organization comprised of strong, dynamic Black women in their individual capacities, I can only hope with a smile on my face of what it's going to bring for all of us collectively. I thank you all. God bless you all. This organization is going to be a change maker.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where do you start? I look out over this audience and I'm hoping that I can get through this. Because a lot of times when things are named in your honor, it's because like Judge Baker said to me, he said, you better watch out when they start naming things after you. You ain't got long. And so I pray that I have a long time yet to live and that I'm not going to be called home to glory. But mentioning glory, let me first say thank God for all of you and thank God for this wonderful recognition. I am honored. I am humbled. I am moved, I am motivated, I am determined to make a difference in the lives of these young lawyers as best I can until the day I leave from here. These young ladies, they pull together, they work hard, they care about each other, but you have to have some place you can call home. Takesha Miles said last week when she received the Member of the Year award at the Holland reception that she's been trying to retire. But she couldn't do it because the Cunningham bar was home. And that's what I want this to be for all of you. I want this to be a place where you feel safe. When you've been out fighting the world's issues and whatnot, and you get home, or Christmas time, and you finally get home, that feeling that comes over you, that joy of being around those that love you and care about you. That's what I want for these ladies. It's not to exclude anybody else, because we all need one another in this journey, but it's because we need this right now. And this is what you all are going to have, because I look out at these dynamic women. Let me tell you something, these are some bad sisters individually. They are bad, because you could run the same way they're talking about everybody else up here. You could run a litany of what they've all done. They have all far exceeded everything in their professional capacities. I look at them now, and you think they're bad individually. Like I said, you watch out when they come together collectively. This organization is going to be a change agent for everybody, and everyone will be better off as a result of it. And so I do thank you for this recognition. I also want to thank all the program participants. Many of you journeyed from far to be here today. My dear friend, Justice Quince, you saw in all the pictures, we've been hanging out together for a long time. You're right. You have someone's shoulders that you can stand on, someone you care about, someone you can pick up a phone and call. That's what she was to me. Not only a mentor, but a dear friend. I look at Ck Hoffler. She came from Atlanta. And if you know anything about Ck can be on the West Coast in San Diego, California in the morning, and she can be in New York in the evening. speaking both places, and she still has nothing but energy to be able to energize and fuel people. These are the sisters that came this way for me, and I thank you and all the other program participants. Ethel, you talk about ride or die, that's a ride or die, and that's a term that we always use, and so I'm grateful. Judge Harper, you are 2 steps from the pulpit, and where is he? I mean, he always makes me so proud, no matter what, he just delivers. And so I'm proud of him, and I'm looking forward to seeing where he's going to be taken, as well as all of you. And I think about our president-elect and our president of the Florida Bar. Thank you. You all did not have to come, but you chose to. And for that, I am grateful. I'm eternally grateful. And to the dynamic team of outstanding women that had a vision and rolled up their sleeves, and they didn't stop. This all just didn't happen. It just didn't drop down from the sky and sprinkle down. These ladies worked very hard to bring this together, and you see the fruits of the labor right today. So in the persons of Saya Baker Barnes, Sandra Power Moses, Destiny Baker Sutton, Celicia Smith Gordon, thank you all, because somebody has to start it. Now it's up to the rest of us to keep it going. They've got to start it. They laid the foundation. We have a strong foundation. We're not on sinking sand. We got a strong foundation right here. All we have to do is build upon it. And you know how you do that? You're there for one another. You allow your sister to lean on your shoulder. Put her arm around her. We've come out of COVID now, thank God, or almost. COVID probably gonna be with us for quite some time, but you have somebody you can lean on. COVID made us appreciate what's important in life. It made us stop and be still and stop going from here to there and A to Z and all over the place and not even appreciating that which is most important. COVID allowed us to understand the importance of family, of relationships, of colleagues, of friends, and the ability to care about one another, to talk to one another, to see one another. Who would think? To see one another, to hug one another, to lift one another up, give support, give guidance, give love, give direction. And that's what COVID has created, and all of us are understanding that we have to continue to do that. And that's what this organization will do. These ladies will be able to help everybody along the way. And for that, I am eternally grateful. And to the board charter members, you all look gorgeous standing up here. I was like, this, not only are they dynamic, they're also beautiful. And so you all have a lot of work to do, but you'll get it done. And to my colleagues and my friends who are serving as judicial advisors to help navigate this ship, thank you all. We're all so busy all the time until you wonder, can I take on anything else? But what is important, you make time for. We do everything in this life that we want to do if we want to do it. And so I thank you for taking time to do this. I am particularly grateful to have my family, my support circle of love. None of our roads have been easy. We have bumps in the road, but what I've had is consistent love from family. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. I have here with me my significant other, Emmett, my daughter, Whitney, my granddaughter, Zora, who's paying no attention to her grandmother, my son, Frank, his partner, Luigi, my prayer partner for over 30 years, Sheree Harris and her husband. I am just so blessed. My dear friends, the Pruitts, Mike Haygood, I have Sean Abbey, I have just all of you. I mean, just thank you all so very much for being here with me, because we can't do this by ourselves. We need one another, and those have been my rocks. And I've had a lot that I've had to go through, but I've been able to make it. And I looked out and I just looked at my sister, my little sister, Lisa Jones. And so I'm grateful for all of them being here. You don't want to start calling out names because you're afraid you're going to miss somebody. And let me tell you who I would miss, and I wouldn't hear the end of it tonight. Is Kendall. Kendall is not here. Kendall is in Kansas City with my new grandson. He is now, my granddaughter's crying, and he is 7 weeks old. Kendall could not be here with us and her husband and my grandson, CJ. So I'm missing all of them, but they're here in spirit. And for that, I am grateful as well. I come today also to thank you for allowing me to smell my roses and see my flowers while I still can. Everybody can't say that. Everybody can't say that. And I am so fortunate in that regard in being able to say that. It's been said that there are 3 types of people in the world. You know about those people, right? Those who sit on the sideline and watch what's happening, those who roll up their sleeves and make things happen, and those who don't know or don't care what's happening. And I'm delighted to know and to affirm that this organization is comprised of women who care about what's happening.
and they will get the job done. Laura B. Randolph said, and what I have witnessed in Black women is that Black women have always known what it takes to move mountains, With uncommon courage, unparalleled creativity, unwavering commitment, we don't know the meaning of can't and have never accepted the concept of impossible. For centuries, with nothing more than wit and will, faith and foresight, women have transformed tragedies into triumph, converted burdens into blessings, and somehow, some way made something out of nothing. What we have here is an A team in this organization that I am honored and humbled bears my name. But with an A team also comes an obligation to make certain that your work is done before the sun sets. An obligation to roll up our sleeves, deal with tough issues, make a positive difference, and address the need to help Black women lawyers navigate the unique challenges they face in the practice of law, in their lives, and in their communities. Someone already alluded to the fact that there is a unique issue that comes along with being a Black woman lawyer and a Black woman judge. It's not that other people don't have unique issues, but we do. So now we have a home where we can discuss our issues with each other. You know, Judge Rogers often said, and I heard Judge Stevenson, is Judge Stevenson here? He said last week he was honored with an award at the Holland reception, and he said one thing that Judge Rogers always said is that the turtle that sits on top of that fence post, it didn't get there by itself, and neither have we. And that is a true statement. Someone has always helped you along the way, and you have to remember that. And we have to remember to continue to make today better than yesterday, and tomorrow better than today. And if we understand that with hope above us to inspire us, faith around us to encourage us, conviction beneath us to sustain us, love within us to guide us, and hope from above to direct us, we will make a difference, and the members of this organization will be a powerful organization for anyone to appreciate, respect, understand, and applaud. And I know that's going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You don't expect this in a lifetime, but this is a day I will never forget. God bless each and every one of you.
I want to know who put me behind Judge Cunningham. Your Honor, special guests, I'm Mike Tanner. It is my honor and privilege to be the 73rd president of the Florida Bar. And what a wonderful occasion. This is just a wonderful occasion. And I have a perspective that I want to share with you from my perspective as a leader of the Florida Bar. I bring you greetings from our bar and from our Board of Governors. And I just want to say here, Ck, you stole a little bit of my thunder on Saya. But I'm sure all of you know that Saya Baker Barnes is on our Board of Governors. And I really hope all of you know how hard she works and all of our Board of Governors members work in volunteering their time for all of us. Because our self-regulation won't work if we don't have volunteers like Saya who are willing to donate their time, and they work for all of us. And she does a marvelous job. I could spend a lot more time than you want me up here talking about the contributions that you make, and I wanted to publicly acknowledge that here in front of all of your peers and your family and your colleagues. I want to give you some facts about the Florida Bar briefly. And there's a reason I'm giving you these, and I'll come to that in a moment. But we're the third largest organized bar in the country now, behind California and Texas. We count our members on the first day of every month. And so as of February 1st, we had 110,434 members. And some of you who've heard me give this talk before have heard that number. If you do the math on the number of new members that we bring in every year, We're probably going to have 140,000 members or more by the end of this decade. Now, all of us, you don't need to be a sociologist to know that we are all intensely social creatures, all of us. We are just hardwired that way. We always have been. From the groups that we're a part of, we get our identity, we get our sense of well-being, we get our sense of purpose. And that is particularly so in the legal profession. We all know that. We are a collegial profession. We have always been that way. And we are better the more collegial we are. We know that. That's how we mentor our young lawyers. That's how we pass on our core values to the next generation. It's how we mentor our lawyers throughout the course of their career. And if you look around, the lawyers who have been most fulfilled in their careers and in their lives are those that have those mentoring relationships around them, those groups around them. With 140,000 members in a decade, 110,000 now, our lawyers need an organization like this one. I can't overstate the importance from the perspective of a bar leader, the Florida bar leader. I can't overstate the importance of an organization like this one to your members. You're going to touch your members in a far more personal and supportive way than the Florida bar ever could. And you're going to touch them more often than the Florida bar ever could, in a more positive way than the Florida bar ever could. And so I applaud you, all of you, for organizing this organization. And I wish you Godspeed on your journey and on your mission. But I want to suggest this to you as well. I wish I had time here to tell you about all of the big changes, the big issues that are facing our profession here in the state of Florida and across the country. Saya knows a lot of these because we talk about them often on the Board of Governors. But we have big changes. I like to say when I give this talk that the winds of change are blowing in our profession, and they certainly are. They undoubtedly are. The lawyers who will navigate those changes the best and who will preserve our core values in their truest form are going to be the ones that have the support of an organization like the Sheree Davis Cunningham Black Women Lawyers Association. It's a fact. I believe that. So congratulations to you, Your Honor. Congratulations to the inaugural board. I hope you find fulfillment in your service on this, and you're productive for the organization. And I thank you for the opportunity to have been here today.
Like my colleague Celicia, I cannot see without my glasses. My name is Sandra Howery Moses, and I have the distinct honor to introduce to you Justice Peggy A. Quince. You know her as the 79th Justice of the Florida Supreme Court. She served from 1999 to 2019. She was the first and only, to this day, Black woman to serve on the Florida Supreme Court. From 2008 to 2010, she served as the Chief Justice, where she became the first African-American woman to lead a branch of Florida government. Since her, that does need an applause. Since her retirement in January 2019, Justice Quince has tried to travel the world and continue to serve her community. She presently serves on the Florida Bar Foundation, which awards grants to legal services organization. I give this point of privilege to shout out to Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County, where I am employed. She serves on an independent review panel
that reviews and evaluates petitions involving allegations of wrongful convictions. She has voluntarily evaluated proposed amendments to the Florida Constitution and bills proposed by the legislature. She continues to speak to various legal and civic groups. Justice Quince has been a long-time public servant, so my conversations with her has been based on where did she get that from? Well, she was educated at an HBCU, Howard University, where she received life-changing experiences, like sit-ins on campuses, protesting the Vietnam War, and protesting the Kent State murder. It almost sounds like 2020 and current day issues. And it was those experiences that led her into the legal profession. At Howard, she was around people who wanted the best for her and that looked like her. But she knew that was not the reality of the legal profession. So Justice Quince received her Juris Doctorate from a PWI, Catholic University of America, in 1975, where she was amongst a handful of Blacks. She attended that school because she understood the legal profession did not have many people that looked like her. So she needed the exposure and she needed the survival skills. All of those experiences had built a stronger foundation for her, but the start of that foundation came as a child. She grew up in Norfolk, Virginia during segregation. She was the second oldest child in a household of 5 children. Justice Quince's initial foundation came from her family, from her single parent father. Single parent father. A man that was not financially rich, nor was he educated, but he was rich in love and rich in the understanding that education was the key to a better life. He was the example of a hard worker. He told her she could do and be whatever she wanted through education. So with that today, the image of the Black families being so negative, we highlight the importance of a foundation that provides encouragement and support. Justice Quince's father was the catalyst to her success. And she is reminded of that every time we say her name, Justice Quince, her maiden name, her father's name. Today, we thank you, Justice Quince, for providing us with the example of what a great foundation can provide. We thank you for allowing us to stand on your shoulders. We thank you for the honor you have given us today by installing the inaugural executive board, charter board members, and judicial advisors of this Bar Association. Thank you, Justice Quince. I now welcome up the Justice Peggy A. Quince.
I'm going to do the glasses thing also. But thank you so much. I know I'm installing officers, but I have to say, that I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to be here and participate at this program. I love Sheree Cunningham. I love many of you in this room. And so it's always a pleasure to be with people that you love and appreciate and respect. So thank all of you for inviting me to be here. And I must say, Sandra, that I really appreciate your introduction because my father really was special. So thank you for highlighting that fact. Okay, I've got myself together. And we're going to do what we came here to do today, right? So I'm going to call up people for the installation. I'm going to start with the judicial advisors. Will the following judicial advisors come forward? The Honorable Maxine Williams, the Honorable Renatha Francis, the Honorable Simone Rowe, the Honorable Deborah Moses Stevens, the Honorable Shanique Maynard, the Honorable Maxine Williams, I believe I've already called you, right? The Honorable Demary Stokes. Mm-hmm. Is there a Maxine? That's not what I'm sorry. Maxine, the Honorable Maxine Cheeseman. All right, now we'll have the charter board members. Denise Edwards Brown, Calenthia Dillard, Adrian Ellis, Loretta Hall, Elaine Johnson James, Hersley Oakley, Ava Parker, Lisa Quarry, Pamela Ryan, Celicia Smith Gordon, Gwendolyn Tuggle, LaWanda Warren, Ethel Isaacs Williams, Dawn Wynn. Those are our charter board members. Now the executive board members. Celicia Smith Gordon. Rosalind Destiny Baker Sutton. Sandra Powery Moses. Rosalind Sayre Baker Barnes. All of you have been selected to be leaders of this organization. You are worthy of the honor bestowed upon you. It will be your solemn duty to work with each other and the members to advance the goals of the Palm Beach County Sheree Cunningham Black Women Lawyers Association. and to faithfully perform the duties of your office as prescribed in your bylaws. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and state your name.
I, Lawanda Lawrence,
Do solemnly swear,
do solemnly swear and affirm,
promise and pledge
promise and pledge
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of, and state your office,
the duties of a charter member
a lot of officers, to the best of my knowledge and ability.
to the best of my knowledge and ability.
I further promise
I further promise
to uphold the mission of this organization
to uphold the mission of this organization
by providing mentorship, support, and guidance
by providing mentorship, support, and guidance
to all members.
to all members.
I further pledge
I further pledge
to collaborate with the community
to collaborate with the community
to enhance the practice of law for all lawyers.
to enhance the practice of law for all lawyers.
You are now duly installed as officers and the board.
This has truly been a wonderful and historic occasion. It really has. We want to thank you, Justice Peggy Quince, for being here and for traveling here. We really appreciate it. We want to thank you, Justice Pariente. Your support for women lawyers has always been there, and traveling here and being here, we really appreciate it. Thank you, President Tanner, for your wonderful remarks. Thank you, President-elect Gary Lesser, for your wonderful remarks. We appreciate both of you being here. We recognize that. We appreciate your support. Thank you, Ck Hoffler, for your wonderful remarks. And you're just an inspiration for so many young lawyers, including myself. Thank you. Thank you to our namesake, Judge Sheree Cunningham. What can we say about you? We just hope that we make you proud. Thank you to everybody here in attendance. We appreciate you being here. Thank you to everybody that's here on the live stream. We appreciate all of your support. We appreciate you being here. And we are so excited about what the future is to bring to this wonderful organization. We look forward to being a guiding light, a place to call home. We look forward to working with all of you here, and we encourage you all to join this organization and to continue its mission. As we continue the celebration of this historic moment, please join us for our reception. There'll be lots of food, drinks, fellowship, and we encourage you as you're there to take pictures. We hope that you take lots of pictures and that you share them, and you can tag our organization so we all can share in the moment and your experiences here today. And once again, we welcome you to join our organization as we work towards achieving our mission. And we thank you all again And we hope that you enjoy the reception. Thank you all again. Thank you for being here.